Let's see. Let's see how this shit's gonna go.
Well, guys, it looks like TikTok might officially be getting banned. There has been talks about this for a very long time, and now we are finally seeing the issue come to a head, and the matter is about to head into Supreme Court tomorrow. So 9 months ago, the Protecting Americans from Foreign Adversary Controlled Applications Act was proposed to Joe Biden, who quickly signed this bill.
I just signed into law the national security package that was passed by the House of Representatives this weekend and by the Senate yesterday. It's going to make America safer. It's going to make the world safer, and it continues America's leadership in the world, and everyone knows it.
This
Joe just be signing some shit. Joe just be signing shit. He just signs whatever the fuck he signs. That's oh Lord. It's a headache. It's a headache. We love you, Joe, but it's time for you to get out of the office, man.
thing that both Democrats and Republicans unanimously agreed on, that the App Store overall needed more regulation and less foreign involvement, especially from our enemies.
When it comes to media apps,
I thought we were
TikTok.
good. I thought we were good. I'm not gonna lie to you. I thought we was good with China. Well, but I guess not. Thanks to, Joe Biden and Kamala Harris. But hey, whatever works.
We are failing our children and we are failing our country. Why in the hell would we allow a foreign adversary like the Chinese Communist Party to control a technology platform and key source of information that reaches half of the United States population?
Like I said, TikTok specifically has been on the chopping block for years, as it has long been feared that China is using it as not only a tool to collect data and information on Americans, but also to launch what I see as the new digital war, the war on misinformation. Because of this, TikTok has been viewed as a threat to America's national security for quite some time. They even introduced a No TikTok on Government Device Act years ago to combat this potential information theft.
TikTok had to admit that, in fact, they've been surveilling the locations of specific U.S. reporters that have been writing unfavorable stories about the company.
So basically, the government claims that TikTok got caught with their hands in our cookie jar. I mean, when you sign up on their platform, you do give them access to what you're watching on your phone, how long you're watching it, your private messages, your geolocation, your age, your search and browsing history, and even your keystroke data, and even that kind of just scratches the surface of what they can be looking at. Basically, it's kind of like you're leaving your front door open at night, hoping no one peeks in to see what's going on.
Makes a valid point, but still, it's if you might as well ban TikTok, you might as well ban everything else.
Over 170 million Americans currently using their platform on the daily. That is a lot of information they can be gathering. And in them passing that bill I mentioned earlier, they gain the ability to force TikTok to cut ties with their Chinese-based parent company ByteDance. It's either that or they can lose all access to their American consumers, and this is something that could go into place as early as January 19th. I mean, they must really feel like China is up to something, as this was classified as an emergency, and the Supreme Court agreed to settle the dispute only 2 days after it was placed on their desk. Now, obviously, some people argue that this is a violation of freedom of speech, while the government says they're concerned with China advancing their own geopolitical interest and spreading misinformation, especially during a time of crisis. And the real worry for the freedom of speech crowd is that this would essentially open the door for the government to target other free speech platforms for the content they carry. I mean, I do have to say, I've seen far more propaganda and complete and utter nonsense posted onto Twitter in the last 18 months than I've ever seen on TikTok. And on the other side of things, TikTok has already said back last April that they are going to be refusing to sell the company and that it would actually be impossible for them to do so, with their reasoning being that they do not want to sell their secret sauce that makes their algorithm so addicting. And then
Type shit. They don't want to sell what makes TikTok. They don't want to sell that. But hey, whatever it comes to, bro, I just hope Trump, says, hey, we're not banning TikTok. That's all I want.
To make matters even more interesting, Trump is actually directly opposed to the banning of TikTok.
And you'll never ban TikTok, that's for sure.
I will never ban TikTok.
Thank you.
Which is the opposite of the stance that he had back in his first term when he actually tried to get it banned.
We're looking at TikTok. We may be banning TikTok. We may be doing some other things. There are a couple of options.
But back then, Biden was actually the one to block the bill once he took office, so they straight up switched positions. Pause. Trump actually met with TikTok CEO recently, and he praised the platform as a whole for helping him win the last election.
How do you plan to stop the ban on TikTok next month?
We'll take a look at TikTok. You know, I have a warm spot in my heart for TikTok because I won youth by 34 points. And there are those that say that TikTok has something to do with it.
So now he wants there to be some sort of negotiation once he does take office. I would guess that he wants to use the platform as leverage over China's head, as he has requested that the Supreme Court pause this law's implementation until he actually gets into office. So we're gonna have to see what happens tomorrow, guys. I mean, this is crazy. This news just broke around 30 minutes ago. So I will continue to keep you updated, but y'all make sure you subscribe. I do want to know down below, how much are y'all using TikTok? I think I'm more of a Reels or YouTube Shorts guy myself. But I will say I do receive completely different content on the different short form platforms. And can we just all say a prayer one time for my guy Jamani and his gambling addiction? Because without TikTok, my guy is done. Either way, y'all know it's been your boy, the Tan Superman, and some other platform bannings out here need to be covered. So I'm out. Peace!
Hey, shout out to that man. Shout out to that man. Hey, to be honest, man, I just really hope that TikTok doesn't get banned. If it does get banned, then yeah, that's just it. But you know, just wish for the best. Expect the bullshit, but just wish for the best. Expect the bullshit though. But we're gonna be on to the next one. So let's look at something else, man. Let's look at something else.